In the last video, we ended up with a store class and an abstract class I called product for sale. I also created one concrete class, art object, that extended product for sale. Also, I created a few instances of that, printing out the result of the show details method for each. Next, I want to create the order item record. This will be used to create a line item for an order. Going back to the store.java source file, I'll add it there. Record order item, and the fields are in quantity and product for sale product. A line item on an order would consist of a quantity and a product, and in this case, quantity is an int. I'm using the product for sale abstract type as the parameter type for product. Instead of creating an order class, I'm going to create an array list of orders as the order type, and that'll be one of the arguments. You wouldn't really do this in an application. Maybe you took extra time to create an order class with an order ID and some other fields that made sense, as well as this list of order items. That would be a good solution. I hope you're using these challenges to really experiment with as much code as you have time to play with. Next, I'm going to write the add item to order method. And then I'll add a new order item to the list. This method takes an array list as a parameter, which represents the order, and I'm passing an index as the second parameter. This is the index of the product in our inventory field. Then I have quantity, which is the quantity of product being ordered. At this point, I use the add method on the order array list and pass it a new order item, which is our record. It has the quantity, and I retrieve the product from inventory using the index passed to this method. Time for the print order method. I'll make it static void and have an array list of order items as a parameter. I'll create a local variable called sales total of type double. I'll use the for each loop to print out the details of the item and to accumulate the total sales. I'll finish by printing out the total of all sales. This method again takes our array list of order item. The method is going to figure out the sales total, so I initialize a local variable to 0 at the start. Then I loop through the order items. The product is retrieved from our item with the product accessor method on the record, which is then chained to the print priced item method. Print priced item takes a quantity, which is the number of items ordered. That's in our order item record, so I again use the accessor method, quantity, for that. And the same goes with calculating the sales price. I call the getSalesPrice method on the item record, passing it the quantity of items ordered, and I add that to our running total, sales total. Then that's printed out. Time now to create our first order in the main method of the store class. First, I'll print out a new line and then order one. Next, I'll create a new array list and assign it to the var type. I'll make two calls to the add item to order method, passing in the array list and different parameters. Finally, I'll call the print order method, passing it the array list. Remember, this array list we just created represents the order. This declaration and assignment is a little different than the usual one, though I did show it to you in the lists section of the course. You can use the var keyword for typed array lists, but when you do have to specify the type on the right side of the assignment operator in angle brackets. That's what I've done here. Next, I call the add item to order method, passing the order, which is the array list. The second argument is the index location of the product in the inventory list. For the last argument, I pass the quantity of the item I'm ordering. I make this call twice with different product indexes and different quantities. I finish off by calling print order, passing it the array list of order item records. Let's review the output we get by running the code. You can see we get the line items of the order printed out. This order request has two sculptures at $2,000 each and one oil painting, which gives us a sales total of $5,350. You can see our product's print priced item and get sales price methods were executed. For our second type of product, we could go through the same process, but I'm just going to copy art object, pasting it in the same package and rename it furniture. For this furniture class, I'll change the show details method, making it unique for this class. Next, I'll add some pieces of furniture to our store's inventory list. I'll add a furniture object to the list with the values desk, 500 and mahogany desk. And for the second furniture object that I add to the list, it'll have values lamp 200 and Tiffany lamp with hummingbirds. and now I want to create a second order. I'll copy order 1 and I'll paste it below just before the closing curly brace. I'll change 1 to 2, the index to 3, and the quantity to 5. Here again I'm printing out the order number first. This is order 2. Then I set up a new array list which represents the second order. Right now I'm adding one product, specifying the product index as the second argument and the quantity as the third argument, as I did earlier. In this case I'll use index 3, which we know is a furniture item, and I then print the order. Before I run this, I want to copy that add item to order statement and paste it twice directly below it. So we have 3 line items. I'll change the second one to have a 0 index and a quantity of 1. And for the third item, I'll use index 2, which is a piece of furniture in the inventory, and again quantity 1. Let's execute the code. We have 2 new items, the desk and lamp printed out in the inventory list as before, but also you can see order 2 printed out, and on that second order we have 5 lamps, an oil painting, and a desk. So that was the abstract class challenge. I hope you had some fun with that and took the time to walk through the challenges with me. I like to try different methods of doing things in the challenges, reinforcing as many of the topics as I can from lectures, both in the current section and previous ones. By now you know there's always many ways to write code. Taking the time to walk through these challenges with me and comparing the work with what you've done will benefit you in the end, I promise you. Time to move on to the next video. The topic of that one is an introduction to interfaces. I've mentioned several different interfaces over the course, but I haven't reviewed this type in any real way. So let's do that in the next video.